Breaking news here on the old Breaking News Show. Elgton Jenkins was not only released, but has now been signed by the Cleveland Browns. That guy was on the market for about 8 seconds. It was actually a little longer than that, but I was on the fence about whether or not this is breaking news, but I'm going to say that it is. I also kind of like doing these, and so maybe this will be kind of more of a thing. But it was just mentioned by Ken Ingalls that if, by the way, I didn't even mention this yet, Elgton Jenkins, first and foremost, had a release by the Packers with an injury designation. And I wasn't entirely sure what that meant, but the first thing that popped up that mattered in that regard is that if nobody picked him up because of his injury designation, then the Packers could or would be on the hook for a portion of his contract. Here's what he says. I fully don't expect it to be a thing for Elgton Jenkins, but if Jenkins can't get healthy and catch on with another team in 2026, the Packers would be on the hook for part of his 2026 salary due to the failed physical designation for his 2025 injury. See below for the David Bakhtiari example. So that became kind of a concern. He's injured. Is anybody going to pick him up? Well, immediately after that, we see the Browns are expected to... Now, I'll mention this as a caveat. These signings... Well, actually, that one might be officially official, but there's a potential that he needs to get in and pass a physical, and that may not happen. But aside from that, glad to hear Elgton Jenkins getting picked up right away. The Browns have been working on trying to get their offensive line squared away, and... obviously it wasn't working here. The guy's a good football player, but like a lot of other people, man, the injury bug has been a problem. And getting our guys back to healthy and productive after injuries has been a serious problem. So I think it makes sense, certainly with his salary, what it was made absolutely no sense to keep him. But this way the Browns will be able to pick him up on a 2-year, $24 million deal with 20 guaranteed, which is pretty wild. I don't know that, the details of the guarantees or whatever, but for a guy with, issues getting on the field, guaranteeing 20 of 24 million, I mean, that's a solid 2-year deal. So good for him. It's only 12 per year. But as a final note, you can really see why Elgton was fighting so hard these last couple of years to secure as much money as he could. It was partially because the Packers were pushing him to the middle of the offense. He moved to guard, and it's like, okay, whatever. We still paid him a lot for a guard. Then we moved him to center, and he's like, guys, look, I'll do whatever, but you really need to pay me here. It makes sense why he tried to secure as much money as he could and hold out and do all that stuff. Because now he's down to $12 million a year. But good for him. He's got a $20 million guaranteed on top of all the money he's made with Green Bay. So he's done very, very well for himself. Now we got to turn around and find somebody. And yes, I know Sean Ryan exists, and I know we paid him, and I know a lot of people like him a lot more than I do, and that's great. And hopefully you're right and I'm wrong. Oh, we got some more news here we got to get to. So anyways, that's exciting and interesting. I will leave you with that. Take care.